All right, we're going to try this again. See if this works this time. We'll see if it works the second time around. I think it's working this time, guys. I know, Kitty. I know. I know you want up, Kitty. But this is my chicken pot pie, Kitty. It's my chicken pot pie. All right, we should have a stream open. I see 0 viewers, but we'll get somebody in here in just a second, I'm sure. Might take a second for the stream to feed out. Let's see if it's live. Looks like it's live. I see it showing as public. Yeah, you can hear me this time. Fantastic, good. So, you know, it was the age-old problem of restart Windows, and it is magically fixed. So, guys, what I'd like to do here, I'm putting together an experimental setup so that good day, so that we can do some debate lives without using TikTok, because as everyone knows, TikTok might be going away in January, and sometimes you need to debate without it. So what I've done, yes, I got sound this time, right? So what I've done is I've set up what I think is a working link that people can guest up in the live with. And it looks like somebody clicked on it already. Let me grab Brother Bob. Brother Bob, I think I can hear you already.
Well, I hope so. I'm speaking now, so you should hear me.
Fantastic. That was painless. That seems to work just fine.
It's pretty painless. Anytime you're using the Streamlabs product, it's pretty easy to go through.
I've only got one complaint so far with Streamlabs, and my complaint is that well, I got a couple complaints, but I think my biggest complaint right now is in order to pin a super chat, you can't really pin a super chat like you can in StreamYard. You have to like make an alert for it on the screen, and then you can do some CSS and some HTML customization to it, so you can kind of make it what you want it. But I just like how in StreamYard it's a little more streamlined.
And you could always go OBS if you really wanted to get special.
Well, see, I like OBS quite a bit. I used it before Streamlabs. The only reason why I'm not using it right now is because I'm trying to save some of my overhead space on my computer because I don't have a good graphics card. And even right now, with running Streamlabs and TikTok Studio, I'm like 25 to 50% GPU usage on it. And when you stream to multiple platforms on OBS, rather than creating one stream and then sending it out to a server, it creates as many streams as you're streaming to. So I'll have 6 streams going, and it's going to be eating up all my processor space.
That's true. That's true.
So Streamlabs and StreamYard is really interesting because you send them your stream, and then their server sends it out. So you save a ton of overhead.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on StreamYards too, I kind of, if I had to do my choice, I'd be on StreamYards before I'd be on Streamlabs. But that's just,
I know. Well,
whatever.
I haven't quite figured out how to do layouts with StreamYard just yet. StreamYard is really cool because they've got these pre-configured layouts that you can apply.
I know you're going to say this is just a coincidence, but I know some people who can make those for you. It's not me.
So if I need to, I just started toying around with StreamYard recently. So if I can get familiar with it, and if I can configure everything in StreamYard,
and it's pretty inexpensive on a monthly.
Yeah, it's really cheap. Yeah. So. But that would be the ideal scenario because it's really good. It's got great integration with YouTube. It's got great integration with the super chats. It's really easy to take guests. You just send out a link. So it's pretty good. We've got some people piling in here now.
All right, I'll let you go.
Hey, thanks so much, Brother Bob. I really appreciate the help.
Thank you, man. All right, we'll talk to you later.
I think let me try to disconnect you. Oh, you went too soon. All right, we'll grab somebody else. So we've got, as far as I can tell, with the way Streamlabs is set up, I've got room for 11 people in the queue. So if anyone could help me out, we're just testing out the stream here. I'm testing out running alive on YouTube without any TikTok. I'm not doing anything through TikTok. Also, thank you so much, Daniel, for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that. Also, Cameron, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Cameron says, "Good to see you, sir. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for supporting." Which now that we're talking about it, I got to do something real quick. I need to bring over the alert box that I previously was using and see if this works. So I've got an alert box set up on the screen now. So if somebody sends a tip or a super chat, it should show up on the screen. I don't know yet. I haven't tested it with this setup, so we'll find out. But so guys, if you're just piling in here, basically what's happening is I'm reconfiguring everything right now so that I can stream without using any TikTok. Thank you so much, Benny. I am evolving. That's I'm trying to, because Benny, you know as well as I do that it's possible that we're not going to have TikTok soon. But if anyone has a free moment, click the link in the description so I can test out the guest feature. As far as I can tell, I've got 11 different guest slots that I can fill. Starting out, I could actually create more if I needed to, but I've got 11 guest slots that I can fill, and I can bring them up one at a time as far as I know. This is just YouTube, Taco Joe. This is not a mirror of my TikTok stream. So typically what I do is I mirror my TikTok stream, and then I put some overlays on it for YouTube. I'm not doing that right now. I've got everything going directly into Streamlabs right now, and I've set up a guest link that everyone should be able to click on, and you don't have to have a membership to Streamlabs. You don't have to have an account with Streamlabs. You should just be able to click the link and join. So I see Zach looks like click the link and join. Let's see if there we go, and the video's working. What about the mic? Is the mic on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's crisp.
Nice. I've never used this before, so I've just figured I'd give it a test, right?
I'm glad you did. And so here's the other thing, the really interesting that I like about this too is because I'm importing everything directly into Streamlabs rather than just mirroring what I've got on TikTok, I can actually modify the stuff on the screen in real time. So like right now, like if you were going to present something, like if you had something to put up, I can blow you up. So right now, you should see on the YouTube stream that the guest is big. Everyone seeing that? Someone
nice.
shoot me a comment. But so it does give me a little bit of variability in what I can do in the YouTube stream when I'm streaming directly through this. Kiruka says, yeah. So that's really helpful. I'm hoping too. So here in December, me and two of the other TikTok creators that do debates, we're going to be starting a debate channel. And so it's going to be me and allegedly Ian and Dr. Blitz. And we're trying to figure out what is the optimal setup for doing a debate stream with 3 different people. And it looks like this might be the best way because I can do a background and then I can import them as guests. And then we can just configure the cameras any which way we need to on the screen. But what I don't know is whether or not I can take multiple guests. I got somebody else in the guest queue. Let me see if I can get 2 at a time. Give me 1 second. So in order to get multiple guests at once, as far as I can tell, I need to add a second collab cam source. Let me add a second one, and we'll see if it lets me do that. So I'm just going to call this collab cam 2. There we go. We'll add that guy. And it looks like, oh man, he even gives me the same link, so I don't have to create multiple links. Okay, so cool. So I'm going to hit close on that. And let me position it on the screen. If I can do multiple collab cams at once, oh man, that really would make the process so much easier. All right, so let me go in my queue and see if I can situate Donovan in here on collab cam number 2. All right, Now he should be visible in a second, I hope. I see something on the screen. It looks like somebody's trying to trying to appear. Donovan, can you say something and see if your mic works?
Hello, can you hear me?
It's a little broken, but we can hear you and we can see blackness.
Oh, I'm in darkness. That's why camera is not working properly. Well,
That's okay. But so this is experimental right now. We're trying to figure out like what we can do. What are the kind of the limitations of the software? Because I'm really trying to get a setup here for live streaming debates that is not reliant on TikTok. Because TikTok might be going the way of the dodo bird, and sometimes I just want to stream to YouTube. I don't always need to stream to TikTok. So
okay, I understand. I'm trying to download the app as well so I could use the app.
right. Okay, so it looks like I can add multiple collaboration cams, and I can have up to 11 people in my queue, no matter how many cameras I have. All right, let me add one more camera. I'm going to get a third participant in here and see how it reacts. I'm going to check my GPU usage as well here, make sure, see how much this rig can actually handle. I don't know if I'm going to have to like upgrade my video card at any point in time. I'm trying to avoid doing that, but I mean, what are you going to do, right? All right, so I see Jose is in the queue. Jose, give me 1 second. I'm going to add another collab cam. I should just be able to duplicate this real quick. I don't know how many it'll let me do. We're kind of experimenting here. All right, so let me add another collab camera. Maybe we'll just max it out and see what happens, right? So we're gonna add collab cam number 3. Fantastic. And now I can see Jose and Alan in the queue. So let me grab Jose and assign him to camera number 3. Oh, bada bing, bada boom. We gotcha.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Very crisp too. All right, so we've got 3 people now on the stream, and I see Alan is in the queue. Alan, give me 1 second. I'm going to add another collab cam, and then we'll keep on rolling until we max out. I'm doing pretty good.
Justin, I would recommend you add someone that has like another camera to see like if they were gonna do from their phone, because most of us have a professional setting up here.
Right. Well, so right now, I think Donovan is using his phone, but Donovan's got his camera turned off because he's chilling in the dark right now. But give me a second. I'm going to add a 4th collab camera, and we'll get somebody else in here. Somebody with a phone camera, not like a computer camera. If you could do me a favor and pop into the queue, we'll check. I think Alan will be on collab cam 4. There we go. Alan's on the phone, it looks like. Alan, welcome in.
Hi, hey, thanks for saying hi. I really like your streams.
Hey, thanks so much. I'm trying to grow my technology setup and get better and whatnot.
Great, I'm happy to help.
So, Alan, you are on your phone, right?
Yep.
Awesome, fantastic. Okay, so we've got 4 callers, 2 on their phone, 2 on the PC. My GPU is only at 19%, so I don't really think the number of callers matters in terms of GPU usage. It hasn't really budged. My CPU is fine. I've got tons of overhead on the memory and my CPU. So like, as far as I can tell, like, I think I could just max this thing out, and I don't think it'll be a problem for my computer. And do any of you guys use Streamlabs on the regular?
I use OBS, but I've never used Streamlabs.
Is there a good source for making background templates? Like, I've been using Canva to design like video backgrounds and things like that. Things that are kind of eye-catching, but it'd be nice to have like a dedicated frame that's got all the information in it that you need, the stuff that never changes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hand drew mine in like Photoshop or something. I went like probably a really indirect route.
Okay, okay.
Justin, am I able to share my screen with you if I hit screen share on this?
Yeah, I think so. Give it I'd love to see if it works. Yeah. Oh, the alert box works too. Ray, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Ray says Doug revealed to me that I have sent this. Praise Doug. Doug is good, is he not? Listen, I've got this. I didn't plan to announce it tonight, but I've got a special announcement, guys. Doug, the one true God, the rock of salvation, now has a consort. Hold on. A very good friend of mine sent me a piece of petrified wood that is just as old as Doug. And the way that we know that the petrified wood is God, just like Doug, is because petrified wood is impossible. No one's ever seen wood get petrified, right? You've never witnessed it. So it must be a miracle. I've never witnessed petrified wood being petrified. And according to Christian logic, if you're not able to witness something, then it must be from God.
It's true. It's true. I've heard that.
So Doug now has a consort, which means that the Bible, when it talks about gods made of wood and stone, it's quite literal. This is wood and stone, the perfect consort for Doug. So we don't have a name yet for this this supreme deity, this co-redemptrix, as you might say. So we'll have to think of a very good name for this.
Okay, so I shared my screen. I see it on Streamlabs, but I don't see it on your.
Let me check. I see a separate entry when you share your screen. It doesn't replace your face. And so what I can do then, I can add it in place of your face, or this is really interesting. I'm glad you did this because I can actually add it as a separate collaboration camera. So I can show you and I can show what you're showing on your screen. So give me a second and we'll grab that. Okay, now we should see what's on your screen. It looks like Bible Gateway.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so this is really interesting. So this actually allows me not just to collaborate with the guests, but I can actually, the guests can show me things. Like if there's something they need to show me, I say, hey, listen, put it where your mouth is. Put it on the screen, buddy.
Does it change in real time for you too? Because there's a lag. I have it on my phone, but there's a lag.
Well, let's do this. Say the word scroll the second you start scrolling, and I'll count to see how long it takes for the screen to move.
All right. Scroll.
I'm at 10. I didn't see it move yet. Oh, now it just moved.
I can't be 10. That's a lot.
That can't be that big of a latency. That's pretty wild.
All right, you're ready again. Let's try this in the beginning.
All right,
Ready?
we'll try this again. Yeah. I was waiting for the scroll.
All right, ready? Scroll.
I was fast, like 2 seconds.
Oh, okay.
It must have been something else. Okay. So I think we're okay there. And I'm hearing in the comments some people are saying it might be problematic to allow guests to display stuff. I agree. I wouldn't let guests just willy-nilly put stuff on the screen. I had a guy once try to pull out his Johnson on a live to get it banned because when you're like upsetting theists, they'll do anything to get your live taken down. Like they really get up in their feelings. And so if it takes, whipping it out on stream, they'll do it. So let me move. I want to layer these collab cameras here 1 second. And then the join banner, probably be behind the cameras. There we go. And then this is really a fantastic setup. I got to be honest, guys, I didn't realize it was going to be this easy. This is fantastic. Okay, while I've got some people on here, are there any tips or tricks in Streamlabs that I need to know that could make streaming easier? Not so much.
Oh, it's hard to see on YouTube. Make it bigger. Let me see. I guess I can control plus. Oh no, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah, just make
Oh, it
sure.
is what I wanted.
Yeah, make sure you got the tab with the midget porn off for the display.
Can you see that?
So the text is not very clear on my preview, but let me go on my phone because I think that's where most people are going to be watching these streams, right? Is on the phone.
Oh, because it's sharing the screen. Because
So-
I hit Control Plus on here and it didn't. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, give me a second to. I'm going to check the stream from my phone, and I'm just going to see real quick what it looks like. Why can't I see my own stream right now?
This ad is.
There we go. View channel. I see it's live. Okay. Okay. Actually, the resolution's really good. So, although my I'm looking at it on my phone right now, and on my phone something's not quite right. On my phone, it's showing a super chat. Okay, I just got a super chat from Gus. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Doug and Alice would be divine. Alice is not a bad name. I do like that name.
Yeah. He says still hard to see on the PC. Maybe it's bigger?
I actually don't. I think it's okay on the PC. One of the things that I need to figure out is what to do with the bottom half of the screen because the comments show up on the bottom half of the screen.
Yeah.
Mostly on the left. So right now, where I've got Zach on the bottom right hand of the screen, the comments don't really cover them over there. And it looks like as long as I keep my face like above the lower third, my face isn't being covered by the comments either. So that's not bad. And everybody else is visible. I can see Jose. I can see Alan. Donovan, I can't see because he's just a black box. But he's going to be covered by the comments. Let me put him in the upper right. There we go. Actually, this would be a good experiment too. If I move something on the stream, how long does it take to update on my phone? And it looks like about 6 seconds. So there's a little bit of latency there. But overall, I think the way that it's set up, I think it's working really good. And even, so you see how small the web browser is that Jose's got up? Even with as small as that web browser is, I can still read all of the text on it pretty clearly. The one thing that I don't fully know how it's going to pan out is because my phone is like a tall phone. It's like tall and skinny. And so it clips a little bit on the left and a little bit on the right. So I think what I'll end up having to do is squish everything in just like with a little bit of padding. That way when we do a live, nothing's getting clipped off of the screen. Does anyone else have this stream on their phone right now?
I do.
Is the web browser in the upper left corner, is that partially clipped off the screen for you too?
Yeah.
Okay, let me move that over. I'm going to move it. Let me know when it's completely on the screen. Cameron, thank you so much for the $2 tip. Cameron says, this is dope. Love it. Yeah, listen, we're going to get a great setup going here that's not reliant on TikTok. I have no faith in TikTok, and I have no faith that our government's even going to keep it. In fact, I am so tired of TikTok banning everybody's accounts for looking the wrong way and then ending up in TikTok jail for the next 6 weeks. It's the dumbest thing. Alice, thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. Alice says, my first miracle, you guys need pancakes. Everyone needs pancakes. It's fabulous. Now, here's the one thing about the chat. When somebody sends a super chat in YouTube, it shows up in the chat down at the bottom. Now, I had previously put something up here on the stream for the super chat only because it wasn't showing on TikTok. But we don't really care about that. We're not, I mean, if I stream this to TikTok, I'm going to stream it directly from the YouTube stream. So I actually don't think I need this little alert box. I don't think this alert box does anything for us since it's going to show up in the comments. The only question though is if you're on your PC, the comments aren't going to show up over the video. The comments are going to show up below the video. So it won't show the super chat alerts on the screen. So maybe the super chat alert we can put just on the horizontal feed and not on the vertical feed. Because on the vertical feed, it's going to show up no matter what. It's part of the comment section. So let me disable that on the vertical. And then on the horizontal feed, I'll just put it right front and center. There we go. Okay. I think that's good.
Want to break in for a second, Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody's vertical on my screen except for you, and you're sideways.
I'm sideways.
Yeah, and then if I flip if I go to horizontal, it's still the same.
Really? That's
Yeah.
interesting. So here's
In the streamlabs.com.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
same for me.
Oh yeah, it's on Streamlabs, but not on YouTube. YouTube, you look good.
okay. So oh yeah, that makes sense. So this is the feed on YouTube. So everything should be vertical there. But if you're looking at Streamlabs, it's probably got my raw camera feed, and my camera is actually turned right now. So I do that because I primarily try to feed everything vertical. And for anyone else who is streaming to YouTube, just a little helper. If you really want to get picked up on YouTube streaming, I highly recommend doing a vertical feed at the 1920 by 1080 or whatever resolution that they recommend for the YouTube Shorts. So I looked at my stats. Initially, I started doing a horizontal stream because I'm like, well, it's YouTube. You should do horizontal, right? And then I started looking at the stats because after a couple weeks of that, I said, well, let's do a vertical and a horizontal and see which wins. And the horizontal got decimated by the vertical. The vertical was trouncing the horizontal stream, and then the stats actually figured it out for me. Because like 3/4, a little more than 3/4 of all of those additional views were coming from the shorts feed. So when you do a vertical live stream, they put it in the shorts feed. And if you know anything about YouTube Shorts, they push that shorts feed like crazy. They get 10 times the amount of traffic as the horizontal feed. So I found a lot of success doing, I don't like doing vertical on YouTube, but that seems to be the magic thing right now if you want to get noticed.
So my vertical on here too. If I do this,
Yeah, so right now your camera turns sideways.
it's not gonna stick.
Yeah, Jose and Justin are both sideways now
Yes.
on the Streamlabs.
So that's the weird thing. So for the people that are actually joining the call, my camera is going to be sideways, but everything else is vertical, right? It's just the cameras that's sideways.
Now it is. Jose went back to vertical.
Right. Yeah, that's because in order to get my feed, I had to flip my camera. I don't know why they give you just my camera feed rather than the whole shebang. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird.
I had OBS
Can you
do some
mute
weird
people
stuff
on
like
here?
that at one point.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Can I mute people? Hold on, let me check that because
That's Zach, you and I talk over each other and
Yeah.
pretend we're fighting, okay?
Yeah, we're fighting about.
So you can, Justin, you can mute us as you go. See if you can.
All right, I'm gonna.
Both of them.
So I turned Jose's all the way down,
Is it still working? Check.
and I can't
No,
hear Jose at all.
I'm a filthy heathen.
And let me turn Zach down. All right, Zach, can you say something for us?
I can hear you.
You can hear me, but you can't hear Zach
No.
or Jose, right?
I can hear all three.
Oh, because you're on the call.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyone else in the chat, can you hear Zach and Jose, or can you just hear me and Alan right now? I turned their microphones down, but I don't know if it turned it down just for me or for everybody. You can hear all three? Anoxia. Okay, so the microphone tool in here, you can hear everybody. Okay, so the microphone tool for these guests must be just for me, but give me a second, because there's also when I added all you guys in here, it gave me my mixers into my list of mixers. It lists them under collab cam 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it doesn't tell me who's who. So I have to look over. It looks like collab cam 2 is going to be Jose. So now if I mute Jose, and then I mute Zach, the first two collab cams, now you guys talk and see what happens.
I can still hear Zach. Can you hear me? Can the chat hear me?
So
Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me.
yeah, I can still hear you, but I suspect that the chat can no longer hear you.
Justin, now you're going to say no one can hear you but me.
So can everyone still hear the top left? You hear the top left still? Oh, it's interesting because I turned that speaker off.
A lot of 1s in the chat, and I said put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me.
Oh, you know what? I've got you on collab cam 3. Sorry. Now I've got them turned off. Okay, now I think I've got them turned off. I turned off collab cam number 3. Can you hear them now?
Quiet.
I see them talking, but I don't hear anything.
Yeah.
So I think one of the only one mute individual. Okay, so I think the only I'm seeing yeses. Is it yes he's muted or yes you can't? Okay, people are saying muted. Perfect. Okay. So the only problem is that when you look at your list of mixers, it adds a mixer for each collab cam. It just gives you the name of the collab cam. It doesn't actually tell you who is on the collab cam. You have to go into the collab cam properties and look at the person and then look at which camera they're on. And then, okay, so it's a little bit cumbersome, but it works. Okay.
And you can't change the name on there, like add their name.
Well, that's the thing is,
I added my name up here. It says Jose, Zach, and Ellen.
right. Well, I can see that when I look at the collab cam properties, but when I just look at my mixer, it just lists it as collab cam 1, collab cam 2, so on and so forth. But I mean, realistically, I'm not gonna have more than 1 or 2 guests at a time. I don't think it'll be that big of an issue. And I don't think we'll have too much of a problem with it. One of the things I would love to do is I can see your camera, but it doesn't show your name. So I'm curious if there's a setting that would allow me, because you put in a name when you joined, right? Yeah. Let me see if there's a way to display the name when you're joined. I show, there's not much actually. It only lets me show your camera. It lets me turn your mic on and off. Like I can tell it to ignore your microphone and only listen to my microphone. And I can actually choose to share a video source with you directly to you if you're streaming at the same time I'm streaming. But what I can't do is display your name on the screen. So that's just one of those things where I guess It's going to be like a standard telephone call-in show where I just have to make sure I get everyone's name at the beginning and then type it out so I don't forget it.
So I just Googled it real quick, and it says you can add a name to a video with Streamlabs by accessing the sources section
Okay.
in the desktop
Sure.
and add a stream label.
Oh, of course, yeah. And those are customizable too. Let me grab a stream label.
See if you can add one of those.
Okay. Let's see now. Some of the other things that I need to figure out is how to do like intro videos and things like that. Because I'd like to have an intro video for like the first minute of the stream, so it lets people get into the stream before we go live. And that way, you've got somebody in the queue when you hit go. But give me a second to find that darn label. Where to go? There we go. Stream label. Okay, we're just going to call this stream label test, and then label type. There's a bunch of label types: top donor, all-time donor, monthly donor. Oh boy, a lot of different things in here. Okay.
TikTok was better.
Well, in terms of doing like live debates, TikTok's got a really good setup. It's hard to beat, man.
His notice, it says the screen is way too crowded. We're just testing it out today. So Justin is just testing out to see how many people he can have on the lives and if we can see the stream.
Yeah. We're not sorry, guys. It's an experimental stream. We're not debating right now. In fact, I've got to go here in a couple of minutes, but I'm just trying to figure out how to get everything working, because we're going to be running some streams here in the future where we're not using TikTok. We're just going to be streaming directly from Streamlabs, and we're going to stream to YouTube and to everywhere else. And then I might mirror the stream from Streamlabs to TikTok rather than the other way around. So I'll work on that later. But so I'm looking at the label types, and I don't see a good way to add a person's name. All of the labels are for like donations, like people who donated.
There's not one that says like generic text or anything like that.
No. I can pick like probably a no option. Let me cancel out of it. There we go. It defaults to the first option, which is all-time top donor. Shoot. That's weird. I could do a donation goal. I could do tips, subscribers, sponsors, super chats.
No, chat. He's not reading the chat right now.
No, sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure out how to get the setup working here. Yeah, top gifters, donation train. I don't know what that is. Subscriber chain. Okay, yeah. So there's no option in here for the guests. But like there is a template. It just doesn't allow me to grab any data from the live feed. Let me try something else other than this label. So in the sources, yeah, the stream label might not be the right thing. I bet I can do a text box on the screen. So when I'm taking guests, the collab cameras are going to be stationary. They're not going to be moving around most likely. I can probably throw a text box on the screen and just type in the name of the guest when they come through. Because I'm gonna write it down anyways, so I don't forget it. Because my memory's not used to remembering people's names.
Yeah, Don. When Don says I couldn't see the chat on my phone while on the site, he's talking about the Streamlabs site. I think that's a good thing. That way, the guests aren't distracted by the chat, unless they have a phone in front of them. But yeah, you can't see it on Streamlabs when it opens up a second window.
Yeah, that's good actually. One of the problems that I've had in debating people in the past is they get kind of bent out of shape over what people are saying in the comments. And I get it. And the comments can be a little bit vicious, but it detracts from the debate, right? Okay. Yeah, I don't actually see I don't see anything in here, but there is an option for custom widgets. So what I'll do then, sometime this weekend, I'll create a custom widget it's just got like an image and then a text box, and then I can just type somebody's name into it, and then I can just position that over top of their camera, and that'd be good enough because you can edit that in real time as far as I can tell. So I think that would be good for a label. If there's another plugin for it, I'll check the list of Streamlabs plugins and see if somebody's already made something better. And if not, I'll just make one and we'll call it a day. But
yeah, I'm not sure about Streamlabs, but I know in OBS I've set it up with just like an overlay that I can just turn on, sort of thing. So
right.
Hopefully you can figure something out that's easier.
So I think that's what I'll do. I think what I'd like to do is put an overlay in, but it's got the box for the guest. And then the background will just say like no guest, or request up, or, click the link to join. And then when they join, the image will just fill that box. You know what I mean? So I think I'll set collab cam number 1 and collab cam number 2 as 2 default guests. And then if we add more guests after that, we can customize it as they come in. But typically, you don't need more than 2 guests. And I don't want to dogpile on people. If I can help it, I'd prefer not to do like a 3v1. Although always remember when you're debating somebody who is a Christian, it's technically a 4v1 because they've got the Trinity plus themselves. So that's all I know about that. I do know for anyone who is on TikTok, tomorrow night at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be joining Thinker and Dr. Josh Bowen. We're going to be debating slavery at 8:30. So we all know how that debate ends. There's only one way that debate ever ends. And then I'll be live at the regular time on Sunday. And then December the 8th, I'm actually going to be on the Atheist Experience. So I'm going to be teaming up with Secular Rarity on the Atheist Experience on their main show on Sunday night. I don't think they're going to let me stream it to my channel, but either way, it should be a really good time. So, guys, I really appreciate you helping me out doing a little bit of debug here. It's been really helpful, and hopefully we can put this to use in the very near future and not have to worry so much about what happens to TikTok. And then for anyone else who wasn't here earlier, shortly in like maybe 2 weeks, I believe, maybe 3 weeks, I'll double check my calendar. We're going to be doing some debates here on YouTube as well, very similar to what we're doing tonight, where people can just join a link. They'll click the link and call in. And it's going to be me, Dr. Blitz, and allegedly Ian. We're going to be doing a weekly call-in show on Sunday mornings, and we're going to try to do it every Sunday morning. And it's going to be like The Line or the Atheist Experience. It's going to be just like that. We're working on getting some guests that can rotate in. So I think that Dr. Blitz is talking to Forrest Valkai, and we'll talk to some others and see if we can get them in the rotation. But so hopefully here in 2025, we'll have an alternate call-in show. So we'll have hopefully three major call-in shows. We've got The Line and the Atheist Experience, and then we'll have the one we're starting, which is going to be called Unapologetic. And we're pretty excited about it. So anyways, guys, thank